Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Ukraine. So today we are going to have a bit of a work at our hands, and we're gonna do a couple of major changes to our beautiful country of Ukraine that we are still trying to defend from the Russian hordes. And we're trying to defend it from the Russian hordes by having an available war goal on Russia. That's not exactly what I planned, but okay. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to attack Russia at that time because we are still plagued by a number of ideas and problems that we need to remove and fix. But we'll see how we're going to do. I mean, this can happen again in the future. I can, if we decide to do so, even trigger this via an event if I want to, and well, we'll just generally see how things are going to be in May 2013. So let's do everything that we can and that's in our power to get to a point where we can maybe challenge Russia at that time, but I really doubt that it's gonna be possible. Anyway though, things that I want to do. I'm going to mention the first one, and again, I apologize greatly, but I can't remember who told me in the comments. But someone had a really good point that we should raise the population taxes and lower the corporate taxes, meaning we would get more factories, but roleplay this as more services being provided to people, and thus we need to charge them more, which actually is a fairly good point. In my country of Czech Republic, the flat taxation is 21% as far as my income taxes go. Not sure how much corporate taxes are, but if I recall correctly, I think it's 15%. So we might just do that today. We have 147 political power. We're going to get additional 100, so I'm going to wait when it gets to about 250 and we'll play with it a bit. So that's one thing that I plan to do now. And second thing that, again, I apologize greatly, but again, someone told me in the comments, I really try to search for these comments afterwards, but it's hard because YouTube really does not allow me to highlight any comments for myself or save them. So if I read them on my phone and then come back on my computer and I try to find that comment, many times I can't because it has been either responded to or, there were just too many comments. And for some reason, the usual CTRL-F does not work for comments. I can't even find your comments that way. So I have to reread everything. And not every time I am able to. But some unknown hero told me a pretty good advice. Did you forget about the intelligence agency? I did. I took one look at it in the beginning of the game, then laughed at the sheer amount of factories that we had, and I just forgot about it. So this needs to be fixed as well. We need a good counterintelligence agency that's gonna defend us in the case of a war against Russia. So that's something that we need to address as well. And third thing that we need to address, and that is actually pretty dire, and again was ignored since the very beginning of the game, is the amount of resources that we have. And this has been purposely avoided. I know that I mentioned it a couple of times, but yeah, we need to start importing resources. What I want to do here is, after we do the tax reform, whatever we have as an extra is going to go into trade. Now, we need to import at least, and this is one issue that we'll have, at least 16 technology metals. We can import some precious and some rubber. We don't really care about the steel because that one really just goes down to the ships, so that's not such a big issue. And we can even improve that ourselves if we build some more infrastructure. But the problem really lies in rubber, precious metals, and technological metals because we have none of those. And for some reason, though, technology metals are really in high demand. Wow, what a shocker. And I'm a bit late to the party, so I can start importing them now from Australia, but that means that for the other ones, we would be just importing less. Because you can see here, I can ask, I can actually, no, it's like this. Okay, for one factory you can get 8, but if I, for example, negotiate with Poland for one factory, I would get only 6, which is not good. So we need to make sure that if someone comes around and dumps their resources on the market, we'll snatch them as fast as we can. So these are the 3 things that we want to do. And no, I haven't forgot about the fact that we have outdated aircraft in production. It's gonna be done on, yeah, well, you're not gonna help me, on 10th of June. So on 10th of June, we're gonna switch the Su-27 to Su-27UB and have that one built instead. Okay, and as far as military factories go, I think we're gonna switch one of these train factories to maybe something else. I'm not sure. Maybe this this production could be the benefiter of that, but we still need to finish the Tornado. How's the production going? Or I mean construction. Okay, so we're working on a civilian factory and a military factory. And we have 2 more civilian industries being funded by Germany, which is cool. You know, we can use those again for imports. From the winged calculation I've done a few seconds ago, we need at least 4. So if we can get 2 from the tax changes and 2 here, we would be kind of golden, because it would then hit us with only 1 or 2, you know, lowered. So. Okay, do we still have the leasing of industrial capacities? We don't. Okay, so this is our flat production without any boosts. That's kind of cool. Russia attacks our independence. They can try to do that. I'm still not going to call them Papa. And Liechtenstein election. Now, how many trains do we have? We need 12. We have 1. Oh, that's right. That's right. We need to move our troops, because we moved them again to the border, and turns out we're not going to do this. So let's just say this was all a joke and pretend that it never happened. That's gonna be much nicer on our supply chain as well. You guys can actually move back here. Take these areas as well. Wait, we'll have you guys defend this area. Oh, okay. No, we'll have you in Donetsk. And we'll have you guys deal with this, because that's a hot spot. So that should make it much easier for our supply chain. Yeah, that's gonna make it much easier for our supply chain to deal with. And let me pay a bit more here. Okay, new national idea is coming. Yep, insufficient resources. I know. Well, Australia has 12. 12 now. How the hell does Australia have 427 technology medals? Who the hell has the most? They do. Okay. Chile and China also have. Rwanda has 8, but I guess there's no... It's either too bad of a relation or there's no way we can import it. Yeah, no possible trade route can be found. Rwanda, huh? Considering they are at war, I can kind of understand that. That's destabilizing the international market. How can you be so selfish, Rwanda? You know we need those. Why does everything bad has to happen to us? Wait, here it is. These. Yep. So that puts us on, wow, 25 factories working together. By the way, one thing that I wanted to mention is that, as I said before, I was curious about our state compared to the previous playthrough. And remember, on the 4th of December, I pulled out the numbers. We had 20 civilian factories, so we have nearly double of that. We had 15 military factories, so we are on point there, but still we have at least a year and a half to make that better. And we had 6 naval dockyards. Okay, we got 4. So that's where we're lacking. But other than that, we are doing great. And of course, I forgot. Wasted production. Here you are. Here you are, my lovely dove. Okay. So that is good. how far are we here? Okay, yeah, well, that's gonna be pretty on point. Now I'm thinking about maybe it would be a good idea to start scrapping the relations with these nations, because we max them out almost everywhere unilaterally, so taking them down might be a good idea, because we're wasting what? We're wasting 1.25 on 1. Well, it would be good, but on the other hand, I want to roleplay sort of our dependence on foreign support, so it's a bit tough to do that kind of decision. So do we have anything here that we actually... Oh, we have the Hyperloop project. We haven't done that one. So that would help with our infrastructure, and it helps with the international bankers, so I might dig that. So what was... I didn't read that new national idea, did I? The Republic has been strengthened. It is time to devise a new national idea to precede our development. We must remain ever thoughtful of our people while we devise this new national idea. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that is an actually great idea. Like, every country should have their own national pride, and I spoke about that before. I am really a proponent of... I don't want to throw the labels in there, but I would call it a dignified dignified patriotism, or, you know, but the word patriot already has its own bad connotations in today's world. But again, I mean, there's nothing bad in being proud, having pride in your nation, or being proud of your nation, if you also know about the limitations and flaws, because every country has that. Every single one. There's no country that does not have any flaws. And if you pretend your country is perfect, then you are a dumbass and have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So, yeah, that's my take on it. But that does not mean you can't like your country. It does not mean that you cannot be proud of your country. Just don't come at me with, you know, my country is perfect and there's absolutely nothing I would change about it. No, being proud of your country means accepting its flaws and working actively on changing it, which is another big thing. Why is it always that these patriotic people are most of the time making things worse until they eventually become the problem themselves? Okay, so let's look at this. We have a net income and deficit of about $500 million. That is with the leasing of industrial complexes, yes. So if we further lower the corporation tax to 22%, we fall into a deficit. But if we increase... okay, I don't have 50, it looks like it, so let's wait for one more day. And then we can maybe increase it. Okay, and if we increase it thusly, we still have a balanced budget, but we got what? What did we get? That is an important question here. We got 3 extra factories. Did I see that correctly? That's amazing. Yeah, our taxes are only down to 19%. Okay, so that should allow us pretty handsomely to start importing stuff from the foreign lands. So how this works, and I avoided this question for actual. Let's deal with the research first, and then we're gonna deal with the trade. So we get encryption 4, which gives us extra encryption. Encryption techniques on modern computers and more advanced firewalls can help us truly be protected on the web. So I think we mentioned that we want to do the modern GMOs, don't we? Or the fuel refining. Well, I also want to do these things, but they can wait a bit. Damn, there's so many things. Oh, there's always so many things to do. So many things to do. Well, I'm not really interested in a monthly population boost, but what I'm interested... Well, no, this really all just helps your population. Well, that's still nothing that we can just wave our hand on. Like, having a monthly population boost is actually extremely critical. Like taxes, guys, and manpower, and, you know, GDP and everything. I mean, seriously. Okay, let's do the modern GMOs. It's going to be 205 days. You're going to be switched to something military-like. Okay, so the way this works is you have a certain amount of resources that you need, and you fulfill that demand by taking things from the ground. Now what happens here though is that as we do not have enough of that, our production suffers, and it suffers on various degrees. You know, for example, here the utility vehicle has only slight malus, like 5% to its efficiency. So if we remove that, we're gonna get to something like 1.5 maybe per day. But some can suffer greatly. I would, for example, suspect that our IFV production is hurting. Yes. So that one is getting like 1/4 of its production just disappearing because we lack the resources. Now, if we manage to import what we need here, it's going to make it much better. Now, who's really suffering probably are, the naval yards, because we are missing 19 units of steel. No, 21 units of steel and 12 units of technology metals. Well, okay. But that's at least some good news, because turns out we might not need all of those metals. So let's go ahead and get us 8 here. Okay, and get some rubber and get some precious metals from South Africa, of all places. So that's going to shave off 3 of our factories. Yes, you can see that we have now only 10 working on Podolje, but I believe that the production here will skyrocket. So let's see, we're producing 5.12 and 2.92 if I unpause it. 6.61 and 3.44. That is amazing. 6.62 and 3.44. Yes. If you see green everywhere, it means that you have enough resources to produce. So this is another boost to our production, which is just great. Are we suffering? Yeah, we're suffering here with the next generation airpoints. They need what? They need technology metals. Okay, so it's the only one that are lacking, 2. And you're not suffering at all because, okay, technology metals are really bumming us out then. We need more of those babies. There really isn't anyone in the market that could help us with that. At least not at full capacity. I could, for example, import those 6 from Chile, but that seems like a bit of a wasted potential. Let's wait until we get that extra... Oh, we did. Okay. So that extra factor is already included in this. So maybe this one will give us a bit more production, and then we can think about it. But those are really the last 2 factories. I think we might want to build more here and there. How's the income? Oh, we're actually bleeding on money. That wasn't in the plan. But okay, well, as our interest rate is 1.6% and we're literally at 26% of debt to GDP, I think we are kind of okay. It's not dramatic enough for me to do anything radical with that. Yeah, I think we're good. This is, the production has went up across the board. Still don't understand why there are these APCs needed for reinforcement. I think that's a bug. Or I might be just misreading something. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that they're still reinforcing our units with these, so... Not sure. I already checked that we are not exporting them anywhere, so it's not an issue of, the game being confused about that. Who knows? Who knows? It's kind of sad, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, the production here is making me really happy, though. Knowing that we have more than double of the factories that we had before. I mean, we had 20 civilian factories in the previous playthrough a year and a half away from now. So now we have 36. That's just... Well, okay, 3 of those are leased. I'm not going to pretend like... No, actually... Yeah, those are from occupation. Okay, so those are not the ones. And we even lost some due to the heinous crime of Russia invading Crimea. Let's not forget about that. So generally speaking, we are doing great. Not doing super great, but we're doing great, and that is the important part. And we'll unfortunately need to increase the taxes though. So our population will have to bear the burden of us sucking money right from their wallets like a great teat. Okay, so we're stockpiling trains. I'm happy about that. I'm really considering diverting one of those factories into here, but that still needs to wait until we get the proper thing to do with it. Yeah, okay, let's get this subsidiary carrier row, because we definitely need carrier roles. Carriers support battleships, improving their readiness in switching from defense to offense. The utility of the carrier as both an eye in the sky and a powerful quick strike force complement the slower battleships as well. Oh, sure. And we're gonna get the next air doctrine here. So what do we have a chance to get? Watch strike packages or flight and elemental air taskings? Well, this one gives us bonus to air superiority mission efficiency, so I think that's our boy here. But we still like 10 for that. Okay, I guess we're going to have to monitor now the international situation to see how much export we're able to do. Now, if Rwanda got their stuff together, they might be able to help us. Damn, I wish we had some more resources. This is one thing that's really limiting to Ukraine. Well, what can you do? What can you do? 15 and 10. Sure, I'd like to get another military factory up in this mix. Wait. Game. I hate this engine sometimes. Come on, I have to stop it like this so that I can move it. What's that all about? Okay, 2 military. Okay, now the only thing that we haven't really done yet is the agency here. And I'm gonna do that once we get this factory finished. Because then we're gonna have a production fully running on Podolye. Military factory. We're going to be building one of those biofuel refineries I heard so much about. And then we'll do other things. Okay, so we got you, which is awesome, but we also have this thing here. That would help our artillery with their breakthrough rating. Designed to assist a ranged weapon system in targeting, tracking, and hitting its target. Okay, I'm fine with spending 50 on this. Because that is a flat bonus. And after that flat bonus is done, we're gonna do this flat bonus. Infantry automatic rifle. Non-militia breakthrough 5 and soft attack. That is good for everyone. And then we can do the reconnaissance stuff here, which is gonna help everyone as well. And then we can do the reinforced vests. Okay, with that said, you welcome to the club. What will you need? Technology medals. Okay, and light medals and rubber. Okay, we have enough rubber. That is good. Rubber we can provide you with. Technology medals, not so much. And I'm really tempted. And I know that was probably annoying to listen to as well, to lower this factor production though, and get that one on the tornado, because while having trains is cool and all, we have 11 in stockpile, so we now have 16, and having additional 8 per year. This really, nah, let's not do it. Let's have more trains. I mean, Russia can bomb our trains whenever they want in case of a conflict, so every extra train will eventually help us, you know. It's not like these trains will be something that we will not use. Okay, and I'll definitely need to build more factories before we start. before we start the production of everything. Let's just have you done like this. Because we need to, I mean, equally expand along our border, right? So we should have that capacity. So you guys will all go to the bottom of the proverbial pool, and we'll just play with the factories and production here like this. So Hyperloop project has been finished. That is tanking our economy quite, but the Hyperloop project is a concept developed by businessman Elon Musk and his companies SpaceX and Tesla in an ongoing project to develop a more efficient system of transportation for global consumption. Ukraine is a large and vast country, therefore it would be worth looking into expanding and developing our version of the Hyperloop. So Ukraine's treasury takes a hit, but international bankers like us, and we get maximum infrastructure from Kiev to Zaporozhye. Maximum infrastructure, huh? Yeah, okay. And that boosted probably our production of metal slightly. Yeah, it did. Okay, that's good. That is good. Pardon me, damn. This coffee is strong. In my throat, anyway. Okay, there's nothing else that we want to do at this point, so I'll just save that. And I think I'm going to keep raising taxes slightly so that we don't bleed out here. But as I increase this debt of ours, we will be losing again and need more taxes, which is unfortunate, but okay, that's the reality of our lives as we see them. But the budget is almost at a level point, and we have a couple of factories coming very soon. One in less than 2 weeks, so that's gonna clear things out for us, especially as budget is concerned. And yeah, the interest rate actually went up. We were at 1.8, now we're at 1.9. Yeah, the bankers are, you know, they see what we're doing here. Trade deal opinion factor. Sources gain efficiency. Well, that's pretty good. Can't say I don't like that. Okay, you know what? I think we don't want to wait further. So let's just start importing stuff from Chile. And we'll see at... Oh, okay, it went up to 7. So will it jump to... Wait, what? It's saying 7 now, but it's saying 6 to us here. Trade influence 200. Okay, well, never mind. The bankers are the bankers. Okay, we should be in positive numbers now once the game recalculates it, because we finished up the factory. Wait, no, there's a weekly calculation, not a daily one. Did you? Yeah, okay. But that is mostly because we are no longer leasing the industrial complexes. But still, you can see that if we shave off 0.3 billion out of that, we're gonna get an entire million, or 0.1 billion to play with, or 100 million. Damn, I'm swimming in these numbers all around the places. Okay, we could do support campaigns. I don't think we need to do that at this point anymore. There really isn't any reason for us to do so. It won't stop them from blowing us anyway. So I'm just going to remove this pop-up, and as we now have more, let's increase the industrial taxes a bit. Okay, and then we are definitely in the golden age of everything. So good. Let's see the production now. Is there anything suffering? No. Everyone has their fair share, including the airplanes, which is amazing because, as you can see, we're now producing 7 per year and we're about halfway through. That means that if we added an additional factory here, we would get to about, say, let's call it an even 12. Yeah, about 2 per month. And that is a number that I can dig. Not that it would be good in facing Russia or anything, but it's a number that I think is solid anyway. So this extra factory is gonna come and start working on the tornado, and I think this is a good time as any to start working on the intelligence agency. I like the snake though, but yeah, I like the snake. And let's call this the, oh, I don't know what the Ukrainian service is called. Dang. I should Google that. But I don't have my phone here. Hold on a second. Okay, I am completely unprepared for this, and I greatly apologize. But just for roleplay reasons here, I think this is something that we ought to do correctly. So if we go ahead and Google what Ukrainian counterintelligence service is called, Ukrainian counterintelligence. It's called Security Service of Ukraine, or SBU. Romanized. Служба безпеки України. Okay, so SBU it is then. Let's go to SBU. Of course they have it in the Cyrillic, but I don't want to do that in the game because it's Romanized. So good on us, we're finishing that factory. Zakarpattia is gonna go. Okay, you bastard, what are you doing? You're killing my imports. 7 trade influence. Base distance, support for Western Atlantic relations. Okay, so it turns out that if we want to get a better deal, we need to improve relations with them. Who would have guessed? Which means I will kill my relations. Oh, how much are we? Well, you know what? I can just do it like this, can't I? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? And Chile was the one that we were getting from, right? Yeah, Chile. So improve relations. And it also puts into a bit of perspective the fact that we need more convoys. Because in case of a conflict, we will need those. Okay, so you don't have such a horrible lack of resources. Yeah, because you got the white metals and some technology metals. But once we get this one, it's gonna get worse again. Okay, so I guess doing stuff like this would be great. I don't even think that's really hurting you that much. And yeah, getting some extra convoys will probably be a whole lot better for us. So yeah, let's keep it real and use our resources better, because we do have a ton of metals, or rough metals, or whatever they call it. Wait. Oh, we don't. Okay, steel. Yeah, we were short by 20. Okay, but by diverting the production to convoys, we actually lowered it here significantly. So the resource situation now is actually pretty damn cool. Can't really complain that much about it. Definitely not more than with everything else. Okay, so if we increase the trade influence with these nations, actually I could propose a trade deal to them, couldn't I? They might even accept that. Okay, you wouldn't though. Base reluctance against trade agreement. What about Chile? Are you also basically reluctant to trade agreements? You are. Reluctance from opinion. Government type reluctance. You have a Western outlook, so what the hell are you talking? Reluctance from both being NATO members, EU members, from being faction together. Okay, well, we'll see. But the trade relations will improve just based from the fact that we improve our relations with them. So yeah, this is delivered. Oh, okay, I got it. Wait, gotcha. And now we can take more of that. I was looking at it wrong. I need to check this delivered and not this export. Okay, so now we are almost at full with these things. And quite honestly, if I actually wanted to get more resources, I could just go ahead and what the hell is the infrastructure? I can never. Oh, it's this one. We could just go as well and build it for ourselves, like so. That would give us 2 extra, but that actually costs 7,500. So it would be the cost of 1 factory, but we would get oil and light metals. That might actually be worth it. And what about here? 2. Okay, that's. Well, I mean, I can just keep it there. You know, might as well. Okay, that's not even doing anything. So these would give us an actual benefit. So let's keep it there, you know, just for good measure, so we know about it. And we're gonna end this episode by choosing another thing. The fire control system has been finished. And I really, well, we can go here, but we can get the infantry automatic rifle. That gives you an extra breakthrough and soft attack for any non-militia units. Now, I'm not sure if this is also, I think it's every unit that is not, it shows you here. Light infantry, motorized, mechanized, armored. Okay. Oh, even tank battalions. Cool. And special operations forces. So extra 5% breakthrough and soft attack is something that we desperately need. So let's get it there. And before we end the episode, I'm just going to do a little quick check here. We got 11 trains stockpiled, producing 1.5 per month. We got 424 utility vehicles to go, but we got 1.5 per day done. So that means we're going to be okay in about a year, maybe less. We're almost done with the mounted ATGMs, at which point I guess we're gonna start phasing out the older ones. No idea what's going on with the APCs though, so still don't understand that. Tanks, we're producing almost 3.5 per week, so that's good. You can see that we need to phase out only 979 of the older ones. Only. But you know, quite realistically, this will soon allow us to get an additional battalion or division of tanks, because we have these T-72s, and those are not that bad. Like, they're worse than the T-84s that we're producing now, but not significantly, and an entire new division of tanks would be pretty damn good. How much do you need? CNC, infantry armored, manpads, self-propelled AA, ATGMs. Yeah, we'll be able to field a new tank well, call it brigada, but it's actually really a division. So how many tanks are there? Yeah, 210, that's a division. That is definitely a division. So we could just do that next, once we get a bit better on those tanks. The IFVs, okay, they're gonna take about a year and a half, slightly more, but they're still increasing the production efficiency. And having, you know, those up would be pretty good, because those are the main fighting force for us. We have the C4 equipment being upgraded now by a rate of 6.2 per day. Hallelujah! I don't think we ever had a moment in this playthrough when we had enough command equipment, so this is just amazing. We're stockpiling manpads. We have 1,834 of those in our reserve, and that is amazing. Okay, 1985, but this is pretty good. Like, if we get to about 1,000, I'll be happy, and we'll get there in a year. We're producing 8 new generations Su-27, and they are up to date, by the way. Su-27s per year. So, and that's gonna increase dramatically, so that makes me happy. And the self-propelled anti-air, we have a production of 1.32 per week. it's gonna increase to about 2 per week, I guess, maybe even, yeah, about slightly less than 2 per week, but that's fine. And we have 221 to produce out of those. Don't mind those that much, because quite honestly, when you look at the self-propelled anti-air, the difference between them is not great. No difference in defense. No, actually it is. Damn. Okay, so air attack is increased by 4. And speed also dramatically. Okay, so not much piercing, but damn, it's... Okay, I didn't know that there was such a big difference there. So this might be something worth boosting, because we'll need our units there. And the tornado. But again, if we manage to do that, we still have the plan to design the anti-air unit for ourselves, and I'll be happy to get that one up and running once we get more factories. So the construction of you will be done soon, at which point, actually, 9 per year. How many do? Well, our supply situation could just collapse if we do this wrong, so I'm still gonna do that. But once we got these guys, what I'm gonna do next is we are going to boost further the IFV production, because that will be necessary. We are further going to boost the production of airplanes, and we are going to boost the production of anti-air, and we are going to return the production of our sweet ATGMs. So looking at it realistically, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra factories to be somewhere where I will be content with. And we look at it like this, you can see that we will be easily able to do that soon. And quite honestly, with the amount of taxation that we actually have, I think we can realistically go like this with our production. Actually, like this. But yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Yeah, I can't build anything else. So like this, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factories coming soon. So yeah, by the time we will be running out of this available Vorgo, I think we will be good. Awesome. So thank you anyway for joining me. Running a bit late with this episode. It's already running over 40 minutes, but I think we've done a lot, and I'm happy with that. And let's just repay these taxes. So see you in the next one.